I am standing in a pit that was caused by a ravine of water that went down the side of it. This is the top of the road, and it goes 6 feet down. Going packing in Yellowstone, that's starting next summer. Right, bud? No. Okay. No. He is not going to do it. There are certainly some very tense moments here on campus today. When I first arrived, there's law enforcement vehicles all over the campus. They say that it is too early to be able to tell if snow was a factor in this collapse. There's literally the tire tracks. It went into this wall right here, taking down this fence right here, and we even have a piece of the bumper still left over. It's always helpful to get a little perspective and take it back to a time when schools only had one room. A semi overturned carrying a lot of bees recently, and I'm gonna try and show you guys. Okay, they're already all over me. And I gotta say, you know, there's no bees flying around my head, so it's quite an improvement from yesterday. Garages are full of potential dangers, from a lawnmower to a loose saw. But one of the biggest threats to your home might just be this box of oily rags. As you can see behind me, there's still smoke billowing. A fire sparked 40 miles west of Bozeman, burned through pasture and threatened Interstate I-90. Please take a message from this sign behind me and slow down. We're here in Butte, America for the legendary St. Patrick's Day Parade. And as you can tell, there's a lot going on. If you're not here, you're probably green with envy. The look-alike censuses look like this, and they include an enclosed letter. This gem is a home run. I was able to track down Park Ranger Rick McAdam, who was the first on scene after Ryan's fall. We organized a reunion at a bakery here in Paradise Valley. Lee Williams doesn't normally work on Sundays, but you still might see him at his day job, a Bozeman shooting range, any day of the week.
Can handle it.
Williams is an instructor and marketing manager at Zero In, a role giving him so much more than just a paycheck.
Working here has been a dream come true. What?
It may be a dream now, but Williams' job hunt after leaving the Navy was more of a nightmare.
When I was in the Navy, I programmed nuclear warheads on submarines and told them where to land. I get into the civilian world and I'm like, who needs a nuclear warhead programmer? And of course, every civilian looks at you like, a what?
A few careers later, Williams found Zero In, one of 12,000 veteran-owned small businesses in Montana.
Have you shot here before? Yep. Perfect.
With more than half of the range's staff being veterans themselves, they're taking skills learned in the military and using them to help ordinary citizens.
Good work. That idea that, you know, guns aren't good or whatever, and helping to destroy that and bringing people in and teaching them and educating them and showing them how safe this place is.
It's not only a safe place for civilians, but vets themselves.
Having them be empowered, it really is life-changing.
That's not an exaggeration. Williams has seen veterans take a full 180 after one session in the range, cheering up as he talked about a guest that credits Zero In with saving his marriage.
It's hard. It touches the heart, knowing that somebody like that, you know, to have that much severe PTSD and to be able to help him.
Coming out of the military, there can be a sense of, you know, what do I do next? But coming here can not only be a sanctuary, can also just be really fun.
We all love to shoot. That's one thing we all have in common.
But it's not the only thing. Veterans bring a lot of cash into the Treasure State. Veteran-owned small businesses brought in more than $3.3 billion in Montana just in 2012. And it's veterans that may know more than anyone else the value of service to others.
It's important for veterans to own businesses because once they take that military training, once they get out, they have to find something that fits with what they can do, whether that's go back to school, own businesses, etc. It's done a great service to our community.
Flags at half-staff, crowded streets. Today was all about honoring the memory of Darylyn Day. The mother of two was killed after being struck by a car at a demolition derby in Deer Lodge last Sunday night. A coworker says Day was working as medical staff for the derby that night.
Like the rest of us, she just thought that was her calling. She wanted to be there and help people.
And today, it was their turn to support the woman who left such a huge impact on so many people. Now, as you can see behind me, there are rows upon rows of emergency service vehicles and law enforcement officials who are here to celebrate the life of Darylyn Day. And many of them didn't even know her, but they can still speak to how much she meant to this community through her service. A procession of more than 75 official vehicles, with some from as far away as Washington, drove from the fairgrounds in Deer Lodge where Day was killed to her funeral in Anaconda. Day was beloved for her sense of humor, medical talent, and heart for others. She spoke 5 languages and mastered 21 instruments in her 36 years, but she chose to use her short life to serve others. Angelina Johnson worked side by side with Day. It's Day's big presence and her heart to serve others that Johnson will remember most.
Just her in general, her presence, her fun, her heart, her, just her heart, you know, her wanting to help and her being there.
Day also had a way of making light of things.
We had a call early in the morning, and I was kind of slow getting there, and so she gave me a hard time.
She leaves behind her husband and 2 children, Zion and Ember.
Prayers for everyone involved. And Dee, we miss you.
In Deer Lodge and Anaconda, Rachel Louise Just, Montana Right Now. In close-knit towns like Livingston, change doesn't come quickly. And when it does, it's often met with skepticism. But a group of the city's residents are greeting the possibility of a route change for the famous Livingston Roundup Parade with more than skepticism. And they're fighting back. The town of 7,500 thrives off of the exposure and $2 million income that comes from the 3-day 4th of July centered Roundup Rodeo. Some small businesses in town reportedly make more in that weekend than they do all year. Philip Bowers has been in the parade since he was a kid, and he's fighting to keep the same downtown route.
My dad's an outfitter since 1985, and before that, and since then, I can probably count on one hand the amount of times I haven't been in the parade.
The hat Bowers is wearing, Make the Parade Great Again, is part of the rebellion for parade supporters. They're planning to print even more to sell around Livingston in the coming days. Some have accused newcomer city manager Michael Cardus of trying to get rid of the parade for good, but Cardus says that's never been what he's looking for.
The parade's it's a great function for the city. It's a great, I think everyone in town enjoys it. A lot of people come from out of town. So no, there's no animosity towards the parade. I think everybody loves a parade.
For Cardus and city officials, the goal of moving the parade route is preventing a serious accident as floats crowd the historic streets.
But as far as the city's position is, we're just looking at public safety. Because the parade has become so big and is so popular, it's making it tougher and tougher to get through some of the traffic issues.
So he and other city managers want to move the parade off the downtown route and into a nearby neighborhood. Still, Livingston residents say no matter the reason, the route is what makes the parade.
I mean, it's downtown. That'd be like saying that we don't have the rodeo 3 nights of the year. You know, it's always been like that.
A day at the fair isn't always easy for parents, having to corral kids, manage the sugar, and stay on top of that energy. But these kids are definitely pulling their weight. Actually, about twice their weight. How'd you feel about it?
Pretty good. It's just when the weights come up, like your pedals stop.
Load up some weight on the back and off to the races.
It's fun because you get a race against each like other people, which is pretty fun.
While some of these kids are first-timers just trying the game out, I had the honor of meeting a true expert on the subject.
Most of the years I prepare doing insanity workouts.
Yep, you heard that right.
Insanity workouts are 1 hour long workouts that help get your strength up.
And while this 9-year-old didn't come out on top today, he's got a good reason.
But this year I forgot, so.
A lot of us like to think we're pretty strong, but how many 7-year-olds do you know taking on 100 pounds? 100 pounds? Could you lift that many pounds?
Probably.
You could lift that many pounds? Okay, so there's one. But the beauty of this game is that it's about more than just wearing out the kids or strengthening those muscles.
So the show is halfway about the engineering principle of simple machines to learn about what are called simple machines. So it's halfway learning about science, halfway wearing out your kids.
And as you can see, it keeps them coming back.
That's why you go to the fair, to have a good time. Yeah. And to be a part of that is pretty cool, I think.
Until next year, the reigning champion remains the tractor.